Jalen Duren is the best free agent in the NBA this summer. He just took a meeting with the Lakers, then a second one. The Kings flew in, the Celtics called. On paper, this looks like the wildest center chase in years. But here's the thing nobody is saying out loud. Not one of those teams has a real chance of signing him. And it's not because Duren doesn't want to leave. It's because of a single rule that hands Detroit every card in the deck. This free agency is theater. Let me show you why. So here is the plan. First, why every contender in the league suddenly wants a 22-year-old center. Then, the rule that changes everything, restricted free agency, and what it actually lets Detroit do. Then, the two and only two doors Duren can walk through to leave, and why Detroit has bolted both of them shut. Then, the single card Duren has left to fight back. Stats are verified, the read is mine, and keep one question in your head the whole way. Does Duren have any leverage at all? This is Game is Culture. One quick thing before we go deeper. If you like breakdowns that run the math instead of chasing rumors, subscribe. Because this verdict is going to make somebody in every one of these fan bases mad, and you are going to want to be here for it. Start with why this is even a story, because you do not get 5 contenders lining up for a role player. Duren is one of the most valuable young bigs in the entire league, and the numbers behind that are genuinely absurd. But how he scores is the exact thing that decides the ending, remember that. Jalen Duren just averaged 19.5 points and 10.5 rebounds a game. He shot 65% from the floor. His true shooting was 68.8%, the single best mark in the entire NBA. Not best among centers, best period. He is 22 years old. He played 70 games, and Detroit went 60-22, the number 1 seed in the East, with Cade Cunningham and Duren as the young core. This is a building block, not a rental. But look at where those points come from. Almost everything Duren scores is at the rim. Lobs, putbacks, dunks, and free throws. He did not make a single three-pointer all season. 0. Now that is not a criticism. It is the most efficient shot diet in basketball. But it also means he needs someone to set him up. A lob-catching center is only as good as the guard throwing him the ball. Hold that thought, because it comes back. Now here is where the story flips, because none of those numbers are the reason Duren is stuck. The reason is 3 letters, RFA, restricted free agent. And most people calling Duren a free agent do not actually understand what that word, restricted, is doing to him. So here is how it works. When Duren's rookie contract ended, Detroit made him something called a qualifying offer. That one move gives Detroit the right of first refusal. In plain English, Duren can go talk to any team he wants. He can even sign a contract with another team called an offer sheet. But Detroit gets to look at that offer, and if they want to, they can match it. Any number, even a max. They get 48 hours to say 2 words, "We match." And then Duren stays in Detroit at that exact price. So if Detroit can just match anything, how does Duren ever actually leave? There are only 2 doors out, just 2, and to get to the verdict, you have to watch Detroit lock both of them. Door number 1 is the offer sheet. A team with cap space signs Duren, and Detroit either matches or lets him walk. Door number 2 is the sign and trade, where Detroit agrees to send him out and gets players back in return. That is it. Those are the only 2 exits in the entire system. Now watch what Detroit has said about each one, because the answer is the whole video. And Detroit has been blunt. Per ESPN's Mark Spears, the Pistons have already offered Duren what they believe is the most money they can put on the table, and they will match any offer sheet he signs, any of them. On the sign and trade side, report after report says the same thing. Detroit has no interest. The Detroit Free Press says they do not intend to trade him at all. So door 1, they match. Door 2, they refuse. Both doors bolted. Which brings us to the part that makes no sense on the surface. If both doors are bolted, why did the Lakers just take 2 meetings with him? Why are the Kings and the Celtics calling? Are they all wasting their time? Keep that question, because the answer flips how you see this entire thing. Here is the quiet problem for the glamour teams. The Lakers, the Kings, and the Celtics are all over the salary cap. That means they physically cannot sign Duren to an offer sheet. Not can't afford it, not allowed. Their only legal path to him is a sign and trade. The exact door Detroit just slammed. The only teams that can even threaten an offer sheet are rebuilders with real cap room, like the Nets. And Detroit already promised to match those too. So why the meetings? 2 reasons, and neither is what it looks like. First, Duren's side wants to show Detroit that real suitors exist. To push that offer even higher, the meetings are leverage. Second, a team can fall in love and call Detroit with a package so good that Detroit finally picks up the phone. That does happen, but right now, every signal out of Detroit is the same. They are not trading a 22-year-old who led the league in efficiency. The meetings are about pressure. They are not an actual exit. So, does Duren have anything at all? Any card at all? Yes, exactly one. And it is the same card every trapped restricted free agent has held for 30 years. It is risky, it is rare, and almost nobody actually plays it. Here is the card. Instead of chasing a long-term deal, Duren can simply sign the 1-year qualifying offer. He plays 1 more season in Detroit on a smaller number, but at the end of it, he becomes an unrestricted free agent. No matching, no right of first refusal. He can walk anywhere he wants, for real this time. That is the nuclear option, and it is the only thing on earth that scares a team holding your rights. But think about what that card cost him. Duren would be turning down tens of millions in guaranteed money to bet on a 1-year deal. One bad injury and the whole plan collapses. That is why, in practice, this almost never happens, and the team knows it. Which is exactly why Detroit feels so comfortable saying out loud that they will match anything. They are calling a bluff that Duren probably cannot afford to make. That is my read. So put it all together. The meetings, the rule, the 2 bolted doors, and the 1 risky card he probably will not play. Here is where Jalen Duren actually stands, and it is going to disappoint a lot of people. On my leverage dial, Duren lands near the very bottom. Minimal. He is the best free agent on the board, and he has almost no control over where he plays. Detroit holds the right to match, they refuse the sign and trade, and they have already made their offer. Duren's only real weapon is a bluff that could cost him a fortune. So this is not the free agency everyone is tweeting about. This is a player who is basically already re-signed and does not know it yet. So my honest prediction, Jalen Duren re-signs in Detroit. Maybe he takes the max they already offered. Maybe his agent squeezes a little more out of them first. But he is a Piston next season, and all of these meetings will look like leverage in hindsight. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. If a team offers a trade package Detroit cannot say no to, the door cracks open. Or if Duren is truly willing to play that 1-year card, he changes the math. But betting against Detroit here is betting against the rules themselves. So that is the truth behind the loudest free agency of the summer. The team that controls Jalen Duren is not any of the ones taking meetings. It is the one that already has him. So tell me, do you think Duren caves and re-signs, or does he play the 1-year card and force his way out in 2027? Drop it below. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.